I'm just streaming it live to YouTube for a record's sake. I think we will stay on Collaborate. The only reason Collaborate is working is because I don't have to write anything, and I know it has a whiteboard, but it it's not the same. Well, no, we'll use it. I think for your class it'll be fine, but like for some of my other classes, because I do so much writing, I'd rather just like if I could share my screen. That's really what I need to be able to do is share my screen. Um, but it's
I
okay.
still think it would be better if we actually, if we're still in school, because I'd rather do this in school than actually do it online.
I know, but we don't have that option. Yeah, we don't have that as an option right now.
And some so we probably gonna be out until next fall.
Who knows? It can go for a little while, so we just kind of have to, you know, pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and give it a go, and just do your best. Don't even worry about it. The main thing is just making your presence known. Making sure to get our assignments turned in on time and things of that nature. Let me go ahead and load the PowerPoint for today, and so that way we can start right when it hits noon. We can start moving. So let me share the file. Let's go here. This is this. So let's go here. Browse. Let's go box. Yeah, and my earlier class was just it just like the thing kept dropping. Like we were all on the audio, then all of a sudden it stopped working. And when I it's but the thing I don't know, Collaborate was just acting kind of weird. So I went on and made like a Zoom session. But I mean, I think because we're gonna stay in Collaborate, we should be fine. Oh, this is the wrong one. I got an extra one.
Yeah, but then it would be better for us to stay in collaborate.
I agree. I agree because it seems like when you leave, then it like it'll start messing up or whatever. Let me see.
Yeah.
2.1. This one.
So we're moving on to chapter 2, right?
Yeah, I think we finished out chapter 1 last time. We can just for the sake of simplicity, we can go ahead and restrict exam 1 to chapter 1. So it's not a lot of material. That exam will be available Friday. Let's kind of hold out for like 2 more minutes, and we'll take time to go through all of that stuff. Let's see. I'm loading the PowerPoint right now. I'm loading 2.1. Hopefully it'll behave properly.
So really, in a way, we're already done with chapter 1. So really, now we're on to chapter 2.
We're on to chapter 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless I'm missing something.
I don't think so. Because right now, I think we only have at least like 3 sections in chapter 1.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Hang on, let me check. Yeah, we really only have 3 sections in chapter 1.
That's fine.
And then we got 5. We got 5 in this chapter.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So I was like, I didn't want to try to rush through these to finish them by Friday and then have an exam on it like that. So that's why I'm going to restrict exam 1 just to chapter 1, just for the sake of simplicity. Let's hold out. Let's hold out for like 2 more minutes, and then I'll go through some announcements that we need to do. Let me go ahead and do this.
Okay, and then suggesting on how much time we're gonna have in the class. How we're gonna be at least through really almost all the chapters. I would say at least like 1 through 4.
Oh, you mean for the entire course? We might. I think it's like chapters. It's like chapters.
It's gonna be like the 1 through 4.
What do you mean?
Like chapter, like right now it's showing right here chapter 2, and then it has like 5 PowerPoints. So I was thinking like we're gonna be like through 4 of them.
Well, by the end of the quarter?
No, by the end of like this section, or by the end of this week.
By the end of this week, we'll probably finish chapter 2, but exam 1 will just be over chapter 1.
Okay.
All right. Now exam 2 will probably be 2, 3, and 4, something like that. But right now, just exam 1 is just chapter 1. That's the simple thing. Okay, we got about 30 seconds, give or take, and then we'll get started. So let's see. I do have people in attendance. I can see at least 3 others. Give me just a few more seconds. So I'm just trying to honor the time. Oh, did I get that link? Let me make sure that it's coming through here. Yeah, oh, that's a different. Yeah, that's okay. Cool.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pfeiffer. I would go into the summer break, but no, I need some relaxation time.
Oh, same here. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not. I told them several times that look, I'm not teaching this summer. Okay. Let me just check and make sure. Let me just check the health of my YouTube. Let me get rid of this subscriptions. This one should be. Let's go to the channel. Yeah, stats. Right. I need a better thumbnail. Okay, so it is working. Okay. So yeah. So now I think for you all's class, we can stay inside of Collaborate and it'll be fine. With my last class that I was just working with, because I was screen sharing, Collaborate wasn't working too well. So we are streaming live on YouTube. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and mute YouTube, and I'm going to take attendance, and then I'm going to unmute YouTube. Okay, so hang tight for a moment. And then also, when you hear your name, I need you to unmute yourself and say present. Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute YouTube, and I'll be right back. Let's go like this. All right, and we are back. Okay, so we just took attendance. I do have 5 in attendance now. So we are going to stay native inside of Collaborate. I think that'll work a little bit better. As you go to get my attention, just introduce yourself with your last name. So I want to say, hey, this is Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so. And let me turn this down because that's totally distracting. Just say, this is Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so, and then proceed. So that way we know who's speaking and we can engage. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. Let's do. Where is it? Oh, just get rid of this, right? Boom. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna go with that. So I'm at least gonna go ahead. I always do that. Anyway. Or I think I may have accidentally muted it again. I think I may have clicked on something, but that's neither here nor there. But
It's fine for you to not know how to use technology.
yeah, no, it's okay.
Apple needed Android.
So you're gonna give me something that's worse? I don't think so. Anyway, but yeah, like it's
Okay.
it was okay. I mean, I just kind of made sure to just try to, run and jump and play a little bit, and then otherwise it's very easy to be like sedentary, and that's like a recipe for disaster. Let's see. So key things that we need to mention. Let's see. This is week 2. So this at the end of this week, we can anticipate exam 1. Exam 1 will be over just chapter 1. It should be fairly light. It's minimal information. It's fairly light. It should be an easy A, but I'm keeping it light on purpose just to kind of make sure that we can access everything. You all should have full access. So I sent a link. Does anybody not have full access to Pearson at this moment? So in light of
Yeah, I don't have access to it. I actually had to message you about an access code.
who am I speaking with?
Zach, sorry.
Your last name only?
Jackson.
Sorry, because this is going out on the web. So, but yeah, Mr. Jackson. So what you want to do? Did you see the instructions on how to register for Pearson in the syllabus?
I'm sorry, one more time.
So if you open the syllabus, there are instructions. Did you get the temporary access?
No, I did not do the temporary access. I mean, I saw it, but I figured it would be like a code somewhere. I mean, I don't know if there was like an online textbook or something that it would be in.
Yeah. So what you want to do? There's two things you want to do. First, you want to go to the syllabus, and there are instructions on how to register for Pearson. So you want to follow those, and then when you're prompted for an access code on our Moodle page in the announcements tab at the top, I sent the class a link for the access code. So there's an access code in the announcements tab. If you're not able to figure it out, I can send exactly whatever it is you need a little bit later.
That's fine.
Okay. So the syllabus and then announcements, and those two pieces together, you can get full access to Pearson. So yeah, in lieu or in light of the social climate with everything that's been going on. Up, and it looks like we are back. Okay, so that's there. Okay, let's see. Let's just reload. Close that out. Let's just close this out. Come on. Because that looks strong. Let's go here. Yeah, no. Okay, let's go back to that collaborate session since this is working. Okay. Yeah, let's just try to collaborate. Which is here. Like this. This. Oh, usually don't like to show that information. This one. Okay, it's looking healthy. Hello, hello. Okay. And then this one is 109.53. This one. Allow. All right, you all there? Can you hear me? Yeah, sorry about that. My internet went out. It just everything was off. So what I was about to do. I was just gonna do a recording and load the recording, but then it connected back. I was like, okay. So we're back. So the only announcements that I had was that be on the lookout for exam one this Friday or at the end of this week. It should be fairly light, just over chapter one. I'm what I'm thinking is I'll probably make it available at the start of class on Friday, and it'll be due Saturday by 11:59. So you actually have a little bit of leeway and space to kind of to get that going. Did anybody want to ask any questions before we kind of get into it? Okay. So if there aren't any questions, so we are still streaming live on YouTube. You can see all the downtime and all that. That's not a big deal. But oof, I think I eat. I don't know. But yeah. So if there aren't any questions, I'm going to go ahead and move through this lecture. So we're moving into chapter 2. So now I know I need to write. I don't think it's too much writing. If I do need to write, I probably will hop over to YouTube. I'm like, hey, watch this next presentation on YouTube, and then when I'm done, come back to Collaborate, because the flow is better in Collaborate, but I don't like writing in Collaborate. It just doesn't work for me. So, but yeah, just kind of do your best to kind of keep up with the changes. Okay. So we're moving into chapter 2. We're going to start off with section 2.1, frequency distributions and their graphs. That's looking okay. I'm going to turn this down. Okay. So some objectives here is how to construct a frequency distribution, including limits, midpoints, relative frequencies, cumulative frequencies, and boundaries. How to construct frequency histograms, frequency polygons, relative frequency histograms, and I think it's called agas. Okay. Okay. So the frequency, let me think about something. Actually, before we go forward, I'm gonna try one thing really quickly because it might actually do what I wanted to do. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna invite you all to my Zoom. Let me see, I'm gonna go to Zoom. I want to invite you all to Zoom. Instead of using Collaborate, I think I should be, let me make sure I'm in the right account. That is the right account. I'm gonna do a new meeting. I'm gonna turn the video off right now and start a meeting. Internet audio is fine. And I want to share this link. Participants, invite, copy the link. So guys, let's actually switch over from Collaborate. I'm going to send you a link, and let's all go over to Zoom. I'm going to see if that works any better. This is just kind of a trial.
Wait, where's the link gonna be sent to?
Right here in the chat window. So it's right. Give me 1 second. Everyone. No, yeah, that was it. Right here. So I'm sending the link. It's in the chat, so you should see it. Just go ahead and click on that link, and let's hop over to Zoom. Okay, so just click on that link, and virtual background, meeting, share, screen, right? Screen. Oh, can I not do? Oh, that sucks. Start a video. Oh, here it is. Notability, screen, Dropbox, URL, bookmark, whiteboard, photos. Shoot. I wanted to share the screen. Zoom will be fine. I guess I can save it there. Start recording. Start recording. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it. Oh, you guys are tripping. Oh, maybe. Did it work? Switch to gallery view. Let's see. Okay, are you all there? Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Lock the meeting, mute on entry. Yeah, that's fine. Play a chime for enter, exit. Everyone always show meeting controls touch about my appearance. Closed caption. Connected time. Do not allow new. Done. Hello? Can you hear me? Who's on? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Ali Oxenfree? That's interesting. So who just joined? Oh, Android. Photos, iCloud, Box, Google Drive, Whiteboard? That's not what I need though, is it? Nope.
Nope.
Yep.
All right.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this, guys. I can't get it to clear my drawing. How do I turn this off? Hmm? Let's see the screen. So, start broadcast. Let me see. Okay. Let me try this, see if this works. Are y'all able to see this okay? What can you see on your screen? Can you hear me? Let me try this.
Like,
Huh?
hello?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. I was saying you were gonna pull it off from here.
Yeah, can you see anything? Like, can you see anything on the screen right now?
No, all I just see is an icon.
Okay.
That's all I see.
Okay. Let me try this again. They may have changed it. Let's see if I share. Because it's not that one. Is this where they want to save it to? And there are no other options. Screen. Microphone is on. Start the recording. Yeah, it's not working. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Switch to gallery view. That's not what I want. Oh, I know what I could do. I'm sorry. This whole thing is all about technical stuff, but give me just a moment. I'm gonna try one other thing. Then, if it don't work, I got to work around. Let's do like this. Let's see, Zoom. You can update it. Hopefully, it don't take long. Cool. Zoom. Okay, where'd it go? Host a meeting. Screen share only. That's exactly what I want. I think I gotta do it like this. Okay. So this is taking longer than I wanted to, so I'm not going to do this right now. Maybe wait a second. Let's do a new meeting. That's fine. Join with computer audio. Test the speaker and a microphone. No, I don't hear anything. Hello, hello. Let's share the screen. This probably would work. I had to try this later. Sorry. Okay, so give me a moment because I got to think about how I want to present it. Because I'm not convinced with I think I might just have you all just watch it on YouTube today. Like because I know when I'm looking at it, I'm gonna need to do some writing. Okay. So I don't know if you can hear me or not. I don't know if you can or cannot, but just kind of you're gonna have to watch it from YouTube. Let me try to send out a message. Yeah, sorry about this, guys. I'm gonna end this meeting because it's not. I'm gonna go back to collaborate. I'm gonna just put a message there, and then I'm gonna just get rid of that. I'm gonna go here. And let's go like this. Dang. See, this is why I didn't want to use collaborate because collaborate don't work. All right. Hello, hello. I'm gonna just use YouTube because that works for me, and it just had to be a delay. Okay. Yeah. So let me see. Is this streaming? It says that it's healthy. Okay, it looks good. So I ended, and now this isn't working. I don't like collaborate. It's like too glitchy. I'm just gonna scrap it for now. So hopefully you're on my YouTube channel. That's why I stream on YouTube because that seems to be like the most stable one. So what I'm gonna do, I have to do this. I'm gonna change it up. So I went on a shutdown Zoom and I went on a shutdown Collaborate because Collaborate just has not been working. It didn't work for my earlier class. It's kind of not working now, but it doesn't really do what I needed to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be live on YouTube, and I'll just monitor the chat as best I can, and you just have to watch it later and just kind of do it that way. But yeah, so I'm just kind of get into it because I know what I need to do. I need to do like some writing. And so what we did last time was more of a discussion, but that's not going to work for me for today. Okay? So we'll just be live on YouTube. We'll do the best that we can, and we're just going to go with that. All right. So moving into. Let's try this. So moving into chapter 2, we're going to do 2.1 frequency distributions and their graphs. Okay, we're going to let that be. And we kind of mentioned this already as well. So a frequency distribution, a table that shows classes or intervals of data with a count of the numbers in each entry. Okay, let me see, hang on. So a table that shows classes or intervals of data with a count of the number of entries in each class. The frequency f of a class is the number of data entries in the class. Okay, let me see audio. Let me make sure the audio is working here. Yeah, I can hear it. So that's just going to have to work. So yeah, I'm just going to do live on YouTube because the other stuff just doesn't work for me. Okay, keeping going. Let's see. Frequency distribution. So each class has a lower class limit, which is the least number that can. To me, the simplest way to explain this is to just do it. I'd rather just have some data and walk you through it. Okay, I'll explain all of these. So how to construct, I'll let you read this on your own. I'd rather just take an example and walk you through it step by step on how to construct a frequency distribution. To give you an update though, I am monitoring the live chat on YouTube. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to keep an eye on it. I used to have an overlay, but I'll have to figure out how to incorporate that into this one so I can have it right on the screen. But I have it off to the side and I'm kind of monitoring the live chat. Okay. So let's just work an example. All right. So we have this example. It says the data set lists the out-of-pocket prescription medicine expenses for 30 U.S. adults in a recent year. We're asked to construct a frequency distribution that has 7 classes from this data. Okay. So let's get a copy. We really just need the data. We don't really need all the other stuff. So, but we're asked to make a frequency distribution. Um, I guess to be thorough, let's just have a copy of the original. Okay. So I'm gonna go here and I'll drop it here. And I need a page, add a page. Grid paper. Okay. Check the audio one more time. Okay. The audio should be fine. All right. Yeah. Today has just been a day of technical difficulties. Hello, hello. Just turn it up some more. Hopefully that's not too loud. This get messed up. All right. I'm gonna just go with this. All right. So we're asked to construct a frequency distribution. Let me look at one other thing really quick. Class and then the frequency. Okay. So to construct a frequency distribution, let's see. So let's see, we have our class and we have our frequency. That's too loud. So let's see, we have this data. It says construct a frequency distribution that has 7 classes. So what we want to do, we want to say to get the class width, we need the maximum value first. So first we need the max value. If I look at this list, let's see, I see a 405. Let me see, 405 is the largest one I see so far. Okay, I think 405 might be it. So I'm under the impression that the max is 405, and then I also need the minimum value. The minimum value, let's see, I see a 200. I see a 200, 155, 155. I think 155 is the minimum. All right. So I'm going to say the minimum is 155. Okay. So then for each class, now we want the width of each class. So we have the range, right? We have the max and the min. Hopefully we have those correct. And then for the class width, we want to say the max minus the minimum divided by the number of classes. Okay. Max minus the min divided by the number of classes. So if our max is correct at 405 minus the minimum, which is 155, and we want 7 classes, right? So let me actually pull up my trusty dusty. I'm going to pull out my calculator. Let me go like this first. Give me just a moment. Yeah, yeah. Collaborate isn't working well. Oh, I didn't mean to use this one. But that's fine. It doesn't matter. Collaborate didn't work well. I'm only going to be live on YouTube. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Is this working? There we go. It's a little slow. Okay. So we're back. Right there. Okay. Why is that moving slow? I don't get it. It's virtual. That's so strange. Okay, so we have a virtual calculator. Sorry about this. We have a virtual calculator, so we're just going to crunch this number real quick. I just wanted you to see that we had this. 405 minus 155 divided by 7. We'll get this decimal. 35.714 is fine. So this is approximately 35.714, right? So then what we want to do, we want to take the next convenient number. So if we get a decimal like this, the next convenient number, so we're going to say that the class width is going to be 36. We've all been waiting in Collaborate, so we missed a slash you went through over the past few minutes. Yeah, you just have to watch the video. Yeah. You just have to use the video. It is available on the video. Okay. Anyway, we'll just let that be. So we have the class width. You can actually rewind it. Yeah, that's fine. I can't think of anything else there. I'm gonna just let that be. So we have our class width. I don't know how I can get the audio. So we said the max. So we have this data. We said the max minus the min. We got a class width of 36. So what we're gonna do, we take the minimum number, which is, so we want to create bounds. The small, we start with class 1, so we have 7, right? So we have class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. We have our 7 classes. Then the lower bound for class 1 is the minimum, which is 155, right? And then since the class width was what, 36, we say 155 plus 36. So we're going to say 155. Yeah, everything is just like moving so slow, and I don't know why. 155 plus 36. We get 191, right? So then this one is 191. And then we're going to say plus 36. The next one is 227. And then add another. We just keep adding 36. 263. Then the next one, 299. 299. And then 335. And then 371. And I'm going to do one more. 407, which is it's close enough. I'll do it in like blue. Okay, 407. All right, so now those are all the lower bounds for each class. And then to get the upper bound, we just say one less than the next lower bound, right? So if the lower bound for class 2 is 191, then the previous upper bound is going to be 190. We just subtract 1. The next one is going to be 226. And so again, I am monitoring the live chat. So if you have a question, you could type it there and I will respond to it. Then we have 262, 298, 334, 370, and the last one should be 406. Idealistically, it should fall right on the maximum number, which should have been 405, but sometimes it doesn't, and it'll behave in this fashion. I'm going to get rid of this 407 just because that was a little bit extra, right? So these are the ranges for the classes. So what we did, we have this data. We have this data right here. And we're asked to make a frequency distribution. So what it is, it says make a frequency distribution that has 7 classes. So what we did, we said the max value minus the minimum value divided by 7. So we found the range of the data, and we wanted to break the range up into 7 equal parts. So here's the range, and we're going to divide it by 7. So the width of each class was 35.714 approximately. So then we took the next convenient number, which was just 36. It's like take the ceiling. It's not even really rounding, it's just take the ceiling. Okay. Let's see. So then the frequency, so then all we do is we go through each data entry and cross them off as we go through the list. So for instance, 200 is going to be, let's just, yeah. 200 is going to be here, so we put a tick mark. 200. 239 is here, so we're going to cross that one off. 155 is here, so these are tally marks. 252 is here, so we're going to cross that one off. 384 is here, we're going to cross that off. 165 is here, so we're going to cross that one off. 296 is here, so we're going to cross this off. 405 is here, we're going to cross this one off. 303 is this one. 400 is this one. 307 is this one. 241 is this one. 256 is here. And so again, I just want you to be aware that I am monitoring the live chat. So if you have a question, just type it and I'll stop and we'll go back. We will figure something out with the audio. We're gonna do the same thing next time as far as collaborate. I'm gonna see if I can get the Zoom to work. I feel like the Zoom might be a little bit more stable. Collaborate has not really been working that well for me. 315 is here. 330 is here. 317 is here. Let's just do that a little bit better. So then 317 is here. 352 is here. 266 is here. 276 is here. 345 is here. 238 is here. 306 is here. 290 is here. 271 is here. 345 is this one. 312 is this one. 293 is this one. 195 is this one. 161 is this one. And 342 is this one. Okay. So, and let's go ahead and tally these up. So this is what? 3, 2, what is that? 5, 6, 7, 4, and 3. So if we have what? 1, 2, 3 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 columns. 10 times 3 should be 30. So our frequencies should add up to 30. Let's see. So we have 5, 10, 16, 23, 27, 30. So these do add up to 30. Okay. So that doesn't mean that we did it all the way correct, but that's a step in the right direction. Okay. So this should be the frequency distribution. We have our classes and we have our frequencies, and so that should be the result there for that one. Let me just put this in a box. Oh no, nope, that's totally not a box. Let's try this one more time. Do that really quickly. Sorry. Oop. Let's move this, that, all of this actually. Just want to move it down just a little bit. Then this guy. Okay. All right. Let's see the time. I think we're okay. Oh, I think we get out 125. We don't have like hardly any time in class. That's okay. Let's see. So I'm going to go with this frequency distribution, and let's see how do we do. So round up to 36, and I just want to compare it to hours. So let's do. Let's copy. 226, all right? Let's look at the result. See how do we do. Midpoint, all right? Let's see, paste. Let's just paste like this, right? Shrink it down. We just want to do a side-by-side comparison, that's all. Okay. So 155 to 190, 191, 406. This looks good. 325, 6743, and they add up to 30. Okay. So, oh, why did we group 155 to 190? Okay, let's do a quick summary of this one. Okay. So if we go back, let's go back to the start of this one right here. So we were asked to make a frequency distribution of this data. So we have this data and we were asked to construct a frequency distribution. The frequency distribution was just gonna, it said to make a frequency distribution that has 7 classes, right? So if we have this data and we want to break it up into 7 equal parts and then, create a tally to see how many times does the data fall in a certain class, what we do is we say the maximum value minus, we first we find the range, right? The range is going to be the max minus the min. I think the maximum value was was this 405? This was the maximum value. And the minimum value was, I think it was 155. It was 155, right? So if we look here, the max was 405, the minimum was 155. So to get the class width, we find the range, which is the max minus the min, divided by the number of classes. So the maximum value was 405, the minimum value was 155. So then if you subtract and divide by 7, we got 35 point something, right? So then to get the class width, we just basically take the ceiling or just round up. So 35.7 whatever rounds up to 36. So this is the class width of each class, right? So if we want to create our 7 classes, what we do, we draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The lower bound of class 1 is our minimum value. The lower bound of class 1 is our minimum value. So 155 was the smallest, so that's the number that we start with. Then we go to the next lower bound for our next class. So we can say 155 plus 36 is going to give us 191. If we add 36 to 191, we get 227. If we add 36 to that, we get this. If we add 36 to this, we get this. And we keep going until we get to the end. I went on and did one more, and I had got 407 before, right? So first we do is we find all of our lower bounds from 1 until whatever class we did 7 classes because of this guy right here. Okay, so we did 7 classes. So then for the upper bound, this like 190 is just one less than the next lower bound, right? If the next lower bound is 191, then our previous upper bound is just minus 1, which is 190. This upper bound is one less than this one. This upper bound is one less than this until you get to the end, right? So hopefully with that explanation, that should have explained where the 191 to 226 came from. If it did not, just let me know in the chat. I am monitoring the live chat. Okay. So with that, I'm going to keep moving forward. And then once we had the class widths proper, then we just checked off each one. Okay. So let's see. We got our 36. I think we got all of those. And then we did our tick marks. I think we did all this, right? Oof, I think I ate too much. I totally feel bloated. No. Here, you can sit right here. Here. Right here. Come on. Oh. Yeah, go ahead. Hang on. This might help. Oh, there you go. Get down. So, right here. You can sit here. Just lay down. Lay down. No. She wants to join. So she just wants to say hi. Okay, so she's saying hi. She's like, I'm bored. All right, stop. Don't do that. Gross. What? Now you gotta relax. You stay right here. Lay down. No. He stinks. She needs a bath. Okay. Anyway, so let me move forward. So I'm hoping that 155 to 190. So hopefully that answered the question. I'm going to move forward. Just let me know if it didn't. So then the midpoint. The midpoint of a class basically is going to be the average of your upper and lower bounds, right? So if you take the lower bound plus the upper bound divided by 2, that'll give you the midpoint. Once you find the first midpoint, then you can just use the class width to find all the others. Let's see. This one did not print properly. What does it look like this? I'm going to have to let that one be. So the relative frequency, this slide looks like it didn't print properly. I'll just have to explain it when it arises, okay? So but relative frequency is like basically the percentage that class takes up. So what we would do is we would take the frequency of that class divided by the total frequency. We'll see that in action momentarily. And then the cumulative frequency is going to be the sum of the frequency for that class and all the previous classes, okay? So we'll see that in action as well. Using the frequency distribution in the previous example, find the midpoint, relative frequency, and cumulative frequency of each class, and then describe any patterns. Okay, I think we can actually do it here. I'm going to shrink this down, put that there, and I actually want to stretch this out like this. Can we do the same thing with you? I think so. That's awesome. I can't tell. It's not locking like it usually does. Let me. I don't know why it's doing that. There it is. like that. I like this. Okay. So let's see. We're kind of making a table. Can we move these over some? And keep in mind, all the stuff that you see me writing, I'll make sure that you get a copy of the PDF. Let's see. What's the time? Okay, we got about 30 minutes. We'll give or take, maybe more like 20 minutes. Let's see. The midpoint, right? So we're asked to also find the midpoint, the relative frequency, and we're going to find the cumulative frequency. Okay. So like if we're looking at class 1, if we want the midpoint, we just say the average of the upper and lower bounds, right? So then average, man, it's moving so slow, and I don't know why. Okay. So we're going to say 155 plus 190, and then whatever the answer is, we're going to say divided by 2. So that midpoint is 172.5. And then we're going to say plus 36 to get to the next one. 208.5. And then plus another 244.5. And then 280.5. 316.5. 352.5. And 388.5. Okay. Whew. So what's the time? I keep looking up at the clock like every minute or two. It's funny. So then the relative frequency is going to be, she might need to go out. Ugh. We got to say that frequency divided by the total frequency. The total frequency is 30. So class 1 had a frequency of 3. So 3 divided by 30 is, was it 0.1? Should be 0.1, right? Let's just use this right here. So we're going to say 3. Then we're going to say divided. Why is this moving slow? It's probably because it's connected to that. Oh, come on. 3 divided by 30.1. Then we're going to say 2 divided by 30.15 probably. Oh, 6, yeah. 0. So let's do 0.067. And then 5 divided by 30. 1/6. So it's like this. I'm gonna just do this one as the bar. So that's a bar. That's a bar. Let me see. 3, 2, 5, 6. 7. 2, 3 bar. 4. 0.13 bar. And 3 should be 0.1. Okay, so those should be each of their relative frequencies. These relative frequencies also should add up to 1, right? So I'm just going to let them be for now. And then the cumulative frequency, so we just say it's going to be the sum of that frequency plus all the previous ones. So the first one is just itself. The second one is 2 plus 3 is 5. But then 5 plus 5 is going to be 10. 10 plus 6 is going to be 16. Plus another 7 is going to be what? 23. Plus another 4 is 27. And then plus 3 is 30. Okay. So I think, let me see. We'll do the best we can with this section with whatever time we have remaining. We'll go for just shy of another 20 minutes because then I have to like stop and get ready for the next class. Okay. So let's see, how do we do? Eight point five. Okay. So it looks like we got something similar or the same thing. So there are several patterns in the dataset. For instance, the most common range for the expenses is $299 to $334. Also, about half the expenses are less than $299. I'm going to let that be for now. Graphs of frequency distributions. So the frequency histogram is a bar graph that represents the frequency distribution. The horizontal scale is the quantitative. It's quantitative and measures the data values. The vertical scale measures the frequencies. Consecutive bars must touch. Class boundaries. Because consecutive bars of a histogram must touch, bars must begin and end at class boundaries instead of class limits. The numbers that separate classes without forming gaps between them. Okay. So if we want the class limit, it's basically halfway from one class to another, right? So halfway between 190 and 191 is 190.5. So we got it basically for all of these classes, we would do plus or minus a half to get the class boundaries. So for instance, if we say 155 minus a half, we get 154.5. 190 plus a half is 190.5. So that's how we would get those class boundaries for all of those. Basically, each class width plus or minus a half. And we would use that to create the histogram of the bar graph. So we can mark the horizontal scales with either the midpoints or the class boundaries. Right? Okay, I want to let that in. I'm going to leave that as an exercise. A frequency polygon is a line that emphasizes the continuous change of frequencies. It's constructed the same way as the histogram, but instead we had to add on like one to the right and one to the left so that it goes to 0 at the before and after, at the beginning and the end of the data. I'm going to have to leave this as an example. Let me look at this. I'm going to just leave this one for now. If you need me to do one of these from scratch, just let me know and I'll make a dedicated video walking us through it. This one is showing that it is possible to do this in like a graphing calculator, like a TI-84 Plus or something of that nature. So then the relative frequency histogram, it's just basically the bar graph, but instead of being the frequencies, it's going to be the relative frequencies. It's going to have the same shape, it's just going to have a different y-axis, as you see here. And then the cumulative frequency or the octave, you do have to start it at 0, I think, and then you just the y values are going to be the cumulative frequencies. Okay. I'm going to leave this as an exercise. Let me see. So notice we have, okay, so to construct the algorithm, notice all of these are the upper class boundaries. So the 190.5, and then we have the cumulative frequencies. And so we still do need to start from 0 when we do it. But then, we got the 190. All those are all the upper class boundaries, and notice that it finishes at 30. Okay, I'm gonna let that be. I'm gonna let you do this on your own as well. If you need me to walk you through this one, I will. I think that's about it. So, but we can do these in like an 84 plus or graphing calculator. Okay. Also in Excel. Sorry about it. Okay, that actually ended out that section, and we are just about out of time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a page, and I'm going to, let's go like this, go to paper, turn off the graph paper. So I'm going to go ahead and load a copy of these notes that you saw me creating. I'm going to load them into Box. That's this one, Stats, into the notes, into the handwritten notes. Export there. Sorry about it. So we're gonna so when this bar finishes loading, you all will have a copy of the PDF that you saw me doing. If anything is not clear, just reach out to me and I'll go live for you. Like we can go live and or I'll make a dedicated YouTube video, something of that nature, and I'll respond and try to walk you through it as best I can. Okay. These assignments should be available on Pearson at the end of the week. Let's be on the lookout for exam 1 over chapter 1, and I'll make sure that we have some assignments for chapter 2 already loaded. They will be due this Saturday. Okay. So on that note, we're going to end the session here because I need to get set up for my next class. And I'm still available if you have questions about anything. Okay. So from one beautiful mind to another, enjoy the rest of your day.